Hello again. Once in a while I come across a rifle and it catches my eye because it's sleek or some other aspect. I saw this, what I thought was a shotgun actually in a used gun rack, and I took a closer look, and it actually is a shotgun, and this is it. And some guns I guess maybe I've owned them, but I didn't pay that much attention because I was younger and busy. Anyhow, I noticed the stock right away, and I kind of liked the stock, and I thought it's a sleek looking rifle. It's a 410 shotgun, and the stock looks great. It's obviously a very old gun when you handle it. I think probably the receiver used to be color case hardened, but there's been some corrosion or what have you, and that never bothers me on any firearm. So I cleaned it up a bit, and I thought this is ideal for a video, and it's actually one of the finest handling rifles in my collection. The stock is made out of Tenite. This is a Savage. I had to look it up in my gun trader's guide, which is so beaten up because I've used it for so many years. And it's a Savage 219, made from 1938 to 1965. So it's an older gun for sure. That Tenite is a good idea, and as you know, I'm not crazy about these polymer stocks, but at least on this version of a polymer stock, they made an effort in the molding to give the stock some kind of decent profile. I mean, the comb is done properly. There's even some kind of checkering, which looks better than a lot of the stuff that they're offering now, or they have these rubber panels that they put on these synthetic stocks. Anyway, quite an interesting mechanism, and it's a striker. It's not a hammer, and it's cocked by the top lever. So you may or may not be able to hear. You'll hear that. So yeah, you don't have to break the action. The lever cocks the action, and the 410 barrel is an extractor. And the whole thing is so nicely made. I'm actually surprised how elegant it is. Just very light. I don't know what this weighs, maybe 4.5 or 5 pounds. That stock is hollow. You could put foam in there if you wanted to. But if it's lasted all these years, there's no crack in it. It's still tight. There might be a tiny bit of movement there, but nothing serious. But I wanted to draw your attention to the 410 barrel, which has kind of a solid rib. I would have to look at it more closely than I have to see how they fastened that rib, or did they actually somehow swage it like out of the top of the barrel. It's probably fastened somehow. Anyway, the result of whatever they did is a really nice rib, and it's got sights, and it may or may not surprise you to know what an accurate little rifle with a 410 slug, and it says on it 3-inch chamber, which is kind of handy. Takedown is very simple, but before I do that, so that was nice, and I'm sure any of you seeing this would catch your eye because it looks so sleek. And then along with it came a second barrel. And I guess whoever owned it just used the 410. There's some signs of use on the 410, although not much. But this is a 30-30 barrel, 26-inch barrel. Really nice sights. There's no wear on anything, not even on the muzzle. The bore is flat new. It's excellent, and it's a little heavier with the 30-30 barrel, as you can imagine. But it actually is better balanced. The weight forward is a good thing. Anyhow, you simply pop the forend off, and the action opens and pivots out. That's about it. And you can see this isn't in the best shape. I'm actually only pointing this out because I received quite a few notes from people. At what point does a gun become undesirable when there's wear on it? And it's not a specifically defined point. I think this one has a lot of character, And that Tenite stock, it's probably hard for you to see how nice it looks, but maybe they should consider going back to this stuff as opposed to those spray painted things. I see a lot of purple and pink guns out there, and green and blue, and I guess they look nice too, and it's a free country so far. But the Tenite to me looks better than all of them. And this must have been through some kind of use, but yeah, I think it's great. And then with the combination of 30-30 and 410, and you can see the 410 barrel is quite a beefy barrel. I don't know if we can get a shot of the muzzle, but it's not a lightweight barrel. So, you know, I'm not sure what they had in mind, but the result is a 410 that's very useful. Anyhow, there's another one for the book, so to speak. If you come across a Savage 219, especially one with this Tenite stock, it doesn't show up in the book, by the way. The Tenite stock does show up on other models, but not on this one. But that's very common when you're a collector. You come across things that are non-cataloged items, and you can imagine how production lines are. Sometimes you grab a trigger guard from some other model. I'm making this up, and if it fits, you use it. I'm sure that this is more common with a wood stock. I'm not sure if they offered walnut. Maybe some of you know. But there it is, Savage 219. Probably I took out my Ruger number 1, a German single shot, and those are worth a lot more than this Savage 219. But I can tell you the Savage 219 handles a lot better, and it has a striker, and the trigger isn't bad. Better than those guns that are worth thousands. I'd rather hunt with the 30-30 anyway, which seems to me is more and more practical the more I use it. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll be making a few videos. I got behind with my work, so I didn't have time, but I'm happy to be back here filming. We'll see you next time.